everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. It has been so long for me since I sat down and filmed a slow tutorial. I do loads of like Instagram, TikTok content, but they're all super fast. And it's nice just to like sit down, have a little chit chat. And like personally for me, growing up with YouTube and stuff, I actually love to just sit down and watch like longer form videos. So hopefully you enjoy it as well. So yeah, if you have watched any of my tutorials and stuff before, then welcome back. And if you do watch my Orlando vlogs, there will be some more coming. I'm hoping to go in October. I've not booked it yet. When I do book it, I'll give you all the details. So yeah, make sure you watch out for that one. But for now, in terms of makeup, I'm going to try and do some like weekly, maybe a couple of weeks, depending on how the videos go and stuff. And yeah, I'm very fortunate enough to be able to try out like so many new trending like beauty releases. Because Instagram, TikTok are so fast and choppy, I only tend to show one shade, whereas on YouTube I can show a couple of shades, even if they're not like particularly shades for me, and just give you my full thoughts about them. So let's get into it. The product for this video are the new Too Faced Cloud Crush Whipped Lip and Cheek colour. I've tried one of these so far. So the shades I've got today are Red Velvet, Super Candy Clouds and Peach Blur. Too Faced is actually a brand that I absolutely love. So I used Candy Clouds in their, I can't even remember what their blushes are called, you know, the pressed version. Candy Clouds of that I love. I was really excited about these because I do actually love like a multi-use product. So the fact that these are for like cheek and lip is always a win for me. I love the formula of these as well. They're, like I say, they're the whipped formula and they do dry down very matte. The one I used the other day is Red Velvet, which looks like this, and it's way too dark for me, for my skin tone. I'll show you sort of what the texture looks like. Hopefully you can see there. And I'll go ahead and swatch this on my hand. It is a really lovely colour, but it's just not for me. It actually feels really weird. Has anyone used the NYX Smushies? Because it feels exactly like that. It's just like a really velvety texture. You don't need much of this at all because the pigment is insane. And then it dries down like this soft, sort of soft matte, I would say. Like that. Another thing is these really do stain, so be careful. You need to work fast with these, like really fast. I put the red one on for a video the other day and I literally swiped it onto my cheek. I'd say I left it about 10 15 seconds, and as I started to blend it out there was then a red stain and you could see it under the blush and the powder that I put on top. So just bear that in mind. Because of what I said happened the other day, I am actually going to take my brush and pick up some of the product onto the brush instead of swiping onto the skin. I'm going to tap a little bit of excess onto my hand and then literally stretch. Ooh, that's so nice, that colour. That is my perfect colour. And the thing is I've actually got a full face on already, obviously, as you can tell, but I've got powder on. So this is just, and this is too much. You really don't need much of this at all. So I'm going to try and disperse this out just a tiny bit. But it's already dried down like matte. I'm just going to take my beauty blender that I use to do my foundation and kind of go over the top. Just to blur the lines out a little bit. Because of how matte it has dried down, I'm not going to go ahead and put any powder on top. Just going to leave it exactly as is. And on the other side, I'm going to use Peach Blur. I feel like this might be a tiny bit too light for me, but we shall see. Again, this is what it looks like. Really nice colour. I feel like this will be really nice with like a tan. If it comes out orangey, I've got a feeling this is going to be a bit too pale for me, but we'll see. I'm just going to pick a little bit up with the brush and then dot it on. Ooh, need a tiny bit more on the brush. Look at it on the back of my hand. That's a really nice shade on there. So I just think I need a bit more product. So this is actually a really pretty shade. Not as nice as the Candy Cloud. I'm just a pink blush girl. But that's what that side looks like. I feel like this is extremely natural. I do actually think this softens my face quite a lot. whereas this one is a little bit more glam, this pink side, I would say. But what do you think? You let me know which one you think looks better. So now that's dried, you can go in with another little layer if you want to. I don't want to make it too bright because I've actually got to go and pick my car up in a minute, so I'm going to be going with one orange cheek, one pink. But I will build this up just a tiny bit more so you can kind of customise it. I feel like these two just mix, like a little ombre would be quite nice. But yeah, these do really blur, I'd say. Blur the skin, blend in with all the rest of the makeup really nicely, like my contour and my foundation and powder underneath. One thing I forgot to say is that these smell like literally like marshmallows. Yeah, they've both got the same smell. If anything, this one's a little bit sweeter, but it's the same sort of smell. I'm going to take a little bit on my lip as well, so just using that coral. I mean, it's not coral, is it? It's peach, but I'm just going to blur that out. These actually feel a lot like the Charlotte Tilbury lip blurs. Oh, they feel exactly like that actually. Ooh, I think I actually prefer this shade as a lip rather than a cheek. I think I would go with the pink cheek and then the peachy lip. I just had a quick look and these are retailing on Sephora for £16.50, which I know they do look quite small, but for some reason I thought they'd be about £20. So I am like pleasantly surprised by that. I thought they'd be a little bit more expensive, and for how pigmented they are and how little you have to use, I feel like these would last so long. So yeah, I feel like it's good value for money. But yeah, this is both sides tried on, so let me know if you prefer the candy side or the peach side. I feel like, well, I've already said I prefer the pink side, but I do feel like now I'm looking at it in the camera with the same colour on the cheek and the lip, I do feel like that looks so nice. So yeah, that was my first little review. There will be loads to come, so please do subscribe and I'll see you in my next video.